conscious Sangha out of compassion for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung kính Đại Đức Tăng Thinh, vì thứ Pháp hội cập nhật thiết chúng sanh, tịnh duyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạp lạc, thốt chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Namo Saranto Suchedo Ye Alahudi San Miao San Puto Xie. Namo Tathata Hanto Yada Ya Alahade Tamya Tambo Dato. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I've been able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come ones true and actual principles. Wu sheng 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 wei miao fa bai jian wan jie nan zao yu wo jin jian wen de shou chi yuan jie ru lai zhe shi yi. All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Venerable Huineng, Venerable YongHua, Venerable Left people, and all good no advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、六祖、师父、上人，各位出家人，各位善知識，阿彌陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa lục tổ và thượng thiên khóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Today is the 15th. Oh, 2 days ahead of myself. In December 2020, we are discussing the 6th Patriarch Sutra, chapter 8, about sudden and gradual enlightenment. Towards the end of chapter 8, on slide number 132. Okay, so to remind you of the context of where we are, Xing Chang was a professional assassin, very good at it, and he was hired by the patriarch's competitors, Buddhist competitors, or the monks who were jealous of him, and so they hired this Xing Chang to go to the 6th Patriarch's area to cut his head off. And that's what Xing Chang did. And what happened is he failed miserably. 6th Patriarch showed his spiritual penetrations, and to the point where Xing Chang was terrified, and he passed out. And then he came to. When he came to, he had an awakening. He said, what I've been doing, what had been doing were meaningless, so he thought of becoming a monk and start over again, try to find meaning in his life. And so the 6th Patriarch gave him some gold, because he said, in prior life, I owe you gold, probably stole from you, borrowed from you or something. And then now you're here, so I know I owe you gold. But you better disappear quickly, because I'm afraid that my followers will get upset and will harm you. So Xing followed the orders, changed his appearance, and went to another bhikshu and became a monk. So that's the context. Now, some of you may be wondering, why is that the 6th Patriarch, being with so much wisdom, so much many skills, and yet he still would have a lot of vindictive people within his entourage. Some even say that if it's such a case, if he has such types of people, then why should we go to the temple and learn from under him? There's only bad people. Why would he tolerate bad people? Okay. In fact, one of the people considered shaving the head backed out because of being upset at some of the people here, the Sangans here. So these people are too nasty, basically. So such a disappointment, big disappointment for the newcomers. So why would the Patriarch allow for nasty and actually evil people, in some cases, to cultivate in his temples? Doesn't he know better? Are there mics around, or do we stop passing mics around? You have to raise your hand so that people can tell. No? No one cares to make a comment? Yes, green.
The Patriarch wanted to, basically for him to go to the Pure Land so they could help others? Or not?
You mean in your uncommon way of thinking, that he would allow people to come to his temple and kill others so that they can go to the Pure Land?
Not kill others,
How
no.
clever. Wow.
No, it's for him to be converted.
I would call it twisted thinking.
No.
So what is your point exactly?
So maybe he could be, save others too, like even he's saving himself in a way by stopping killing other people. So he goes to the temple, he admits him to the temple, so he could also be saved and go to the Pure Land.
Okay, so you say you save everyone, that's your point.
Yeah, so he's trying to, the Patriarch is wise enough
and
to...
very bad people, yes?
Yeah, so...
Murderers.
Yes.
I see. We Buddhists don't think like that. Yes, Pink.
Even the so-called bad people has Buddha nature.
Yeah, but it's not a safe environment for others. Shouldn't the 6th Patriarch have more control over these people? There's some rules and regulations. Does he tolerate this kind of behavior? Yes, Green.
Or maybe he wanted the temple to be protected?
By these bad people?
Yes.
From the good people?
Yes, no.
Clever. I like him more and more. Do come more often. Extraordinarily unusual kind of thinking. Anyone else? Yes, Orange.
Master, I think I read or I heard from you, I think from YouTube, that he allows people who has done, certain things so that they can go to Pure Land, so they can stop doing wrongs. I don't know if I recall well or I'm confused.
Probably at another temple. Okay, anyone else to the Master's rescue? These two comments are really, 3 comments are really unusual. Yeah? No one? Okay. Well, I don't know either. You don't know either, then I don't know either. I just asked a question. Who says I know what the answers are? Okay? Okay, moving on. So we have evil people and good people. That's a good representation of China. Okay, so equal opportunity. You don't allow evil people into the temple, then you're not fair to evil people. Have you thought about that? You're so one-sided. You always say, we only take good and we reject evil. And that is not Mahayana at all. Mahayana is open door to everyone. Okay? So you better get that straight. Yes, pretty dangerous. They're evil people, okay, too, inside temples. Just like they're evil people who became ordained, became famous, and tried to kill the 6th Patriarch. That's just life, okay? So you can't judge a book by its covers. The evil or non-evil, it's so judgmental. You can't call people who are as evil. Let's say in a prior life, you owe that evil, so-called evil person your life. So now he's or she's here to claim your life back. Nothing evil about that. It's just the law of cause and effect in action. Okay? So my original question was a trick question. Okay, this is what ordinary people ask. Okay, people, the point, the answer is don't be so judgmental. Okay, it's just life. There are good people and bad people everywhere. This is why it's the impure land. In a pure land, there's no such a thing. In a pure land, there's only good people cultivating together. Here, in our impure land, there are good and bad people together. That just is the case. Okay? Stop judging. Stop looking at others. Okay? Don't blame others. That's the whole point. Okay? And there's many more reasons why I don't have time to go into it. I can give you a discourse in a thesis paper on why we allow people, evil people and good people in the temple. I give you a very short reason. Because evil people within temples are very good for cultivation. Very, very good for cultivation. Actually, I actively encourage evil people to join our ranks. When I put them at a different branch temple, just to make sure, just in case. Okay, so it's very good for cultivation. Why do I say that? It's because even if the demon comes and wants to join the Sangha order, I would allow it. Why? Because this is something the non-Buddhists don't understand. Demons are extremely useful for our cultivation. Okay? They compel you to cultivate more vigorously because you don't know whether you have the chance to cultivate again tomorrow. Okay? So that's why time is of the essence. We're not talking anymore. We know there's constant danger. Microphone. Raise your hand, please, so that they know. Okay, yellow.
Mô Phật và Thầy. Tại vì cái người ác nó tới để nó phá đó, Thầy nể mình cái chỗ nào mà nó có tu chân chánh đó, Thầy nó mới có tới, chứ mà tu lạng quạng không dám tới đâu.
Right. It turns out, evil people, she made a point. So evil people, they come to a good place where people cultivate. Places where people don't practice, they can't go there. It's so true. Okay? They go to the places where people don't practice, they're so bored. They totally find it unchallenging. Whereas when they see people cultivate, they say, oh wow, now I have a reason to really be more evil. To stop these people. It's so much more challenging for them. Okay? So it works both ways. It helps them become more evil. We help them become more evil so that we can become enlightened quicker. Yes. Green.
I have a quick question. This is my own opinion, so just take it with a grain of salt. Is it not true? This is what I believe sometimes, that there's no such thing as evil people, as only evil acts. So can that be true? Because every one of us, we have evil and good inside of us.
Could you repeat that, please?
I think...
And now, from now on, whatever you say, there has a meaning behind it. So I have to be careful.
I think that every one of us, we have good and evil intentions inside of us, even if we want to control the evil intentions with prayer or meditation.
Absolutely. You are so right. Seriously. Okay? We are bipolar, for lack of a better word. Bipolar, in a sense, I know it's funny because most of you are bipolars, but I'm not referring to your mental sickness. I'm referring, bipolar is about good and bad, okay? Because I can't think of an English term right now, okay? Meaning that when people, this is the fact of life, when people are extremely good, okay, they are capable of being extremely bad. Very capable. You just test them. Try them, you find out. These saints, just like Master YongHua, between us, I find him extremely evil. The way that he used his disciples, to me, is so evil. He's so kind to his disciples. At the same time, he's also evil to his disciples. He's scary. I would never be like that. Have you heard anyone talk like that about Master YongHua? It's the first time because it's true. Yes, orange. You see what I meant? I meant it. If you want, I can give you a dissertation on evil and good. It's a fantastic, such a juicy story. It's a paper worthy of a master's thesis paper. Yes.
Well, I was thinking, if without the evil, I was thinking that maybe they accepted this evil man into the temple because without evil and only good, there won't be any balance.
Very good. Let me reinterpret that for you, Princess. What you also probably are meaning to say is that if we don't allow evil people into our temples, where are they going to go? To your house? See what I mean? We keep them here. It's called community service. When you get older, you know what I'm talking about. It's all community service spirit. Very good. All right. Also, life is a lot more fascinating, and you think there's a lot more going on behind the scenes that I just don't have time to elaborate. So many aspects of why it's just a fact of life. Good, evil. Your mind is constantly discriminating good and evil. Come on, cut it out. Why are you discriminatory? Why do you discriminate against evil people? There's no need for that, right? You should embrace them all. You evil? Here, bite me. Okay? What are you afraid of? So anyway, so that's what happened. So he says the evil people here who will not hesitate to harm you, so get away, change your appearance, and run away. And when you have here's some gold, run away, and when you have a chance, come back. All right? And so now that's where we are right now at 132. Okay? Sutra text. One day, remembering the Master's words, he made the long journey to have an audience. The Master said, I have thought of you for a long time. What took you so long?
一日，一师之言，远来礼敬。师曰：“吾久念汝，汝来何晚？”
Where am I? Here. So, commentary slide 133. One day, Xing Chang remembers the Master's words, and he made a long journey to have an audience. Okay, Li something, Li Jin. Excuse me. So, and the Master said, I've thought of you for a long time. It took you so long. This when it was recorded like this, it missed out on a lot of details. Okay, and this is why we should take a little time to explain to you. Okay, so what happened is that Xing Chang really struggled for a long time on his own. He had to change his appearance, change the name, and go hide somewhere and find a really, really out of it kind of monk to accept him as a disciple. That kind of monk is just too glad to have someone asking to be their disciples. That kind of monk, okay? Very obscure, have no clue what they're doing, okay? no cultivation, no practices. Because if Xing Chang goes to a famous monk, he would be recognized. Okay? He had to avoid crowded temples, popular temples, good temples. So the only chance he had was to go to obscure, small temples, isolated temples. So they lack resources. And in particular, if you're a left home person, if you leave the home life, you need instructions, you need training. The left home people's life is a special kind of lifestyle where we actually now have a chance to train you actively, believe it or not. Okay? Look at the story of the great patriarchs, the great teachers. They always have big temples where a lot of people came because they received training. They couldn't get otherwise, anywhere else. Okay? So this guy here struggled for a long, long time and didn't have any training, and somehow he survived. Okay? Why did he survive? You have, to me it's obvious, isn't it? Not to you? See, these are the details where it's left out because the person who recorded this thing here wasn't filled in on these details. Okay, he only observed the facts, didn't understand the connections between the two. Okay. Yeah. So the master said. So he says, remembering a master's words. Okay. It's not true. He remembers the master's words every day. Basically, the master, very compassionate, he says, before Xing Chang left, he said, hide, go away until things cool down a little bit, and then come back to me. I will accept you. I will teach you. And that's what kept Xing Chang going. He says, for me to go to another teacher, I don't want to. He's my teacher. Okay? So I'm going to go, hide somewhere for a while until it's safe for me to come back without getting the master in trouble. Can you see that? That's his mindset. Because once he got in the temple, he realizes that the master has to work with the other disciples as well. He can't just simply say, "Okay, come here, I teach you. Don't worry about the others." No, he's the master in a temple. Let me tell you. May I? The abbot is a politician. Love you. Oh, I love Chinese. I love Vietnamese. I love Republicans. Okay, I love Democrats. I love. Okay, the abbot is a politician. He needs to please everyone. When you're a monk, you can be a pure monk. When you become an abbot, you become a lousy monk. In my humble opinion, you become a politician. Okay? Why? That's the only way to hang on to evil people. Does it make sense to you? Yeah, it's just life. Is there such a thing as a pure monk? I think so, but I haven't seen one yet. Yes, yellow.
Did he hide away in order as a symbol of respect? Because if he hid away because he didn't want his master to get caught, does that mean that the evil in him has sort of so slowly disintegrated?
Yes, very perceptive. Very good. Actually, when he decided to shave his head, the evil disappeared already. So now, all these years, is for him to keep on shedding and shedding all the bad habits. You see it now? The master said, go disappear. And I prove it for you. I prove it for you. I give you the facts for you. So now, see, he maybe have a resolve to do good, to walk the good path. However, there's something called bad habit energies. These people steal, they lie, they cheat, they want to harm you. All those bad habits is still in him. You don't just go to try to kill a patriarch and then just flip and then become a saint right away. It takes time to work it off, right? It's just us. It's just like when you watch, after you ever work on a car, sir? Cars. Change the oil in the cars. Oh, lucky you. When you change the oil in the car, the hand is so dirty with oil. At least mine was. And it took forever to keep on washing and washing and washing and washing and washing and washing and scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing. It takes a while. Just life. Right? So Sabina is very perceptive. That's very good. A little bit idealistic, but don't change. Please. The point here is that part of the process is that the 6th Patriarch knew this guy turned for the better. Okay? So he said, you go, disappear. And this guy went, and he managed to survive without losing hope. Because the only thing he has to hang on to is the promise from the 6th Patriarch who said, come back and I will help you. I will teach you. I will accept you. Okay? That's what kept him going all these years, number one. Number two, and he waited and waited to make sure that he's worthy to receive instructions, that the hand is clean. You see this? Huh? He says, no, I still have a problem here. Okay? So that's to Xing Chang's credit. So you're right. He turned for the better. And he went excessive. He scrubbed too much. Okay? And that's why the 6th Patriarch says, I've been thinking of you. You're overdoing it, man. You see that? And yes, that's why he said, have thought of you for a long time. Okay? Meaning you overdid it. You scrubbed too hard, for too long. What took you so long? And this is the proof of the compassion of the 6th Patriarch. He's so compassionate. He says, this guy is suffering. He's struggling, he's suffering. He's no end in sight. His Sangha world as his world as a monk is totally dark. No future. Okay? So much uncertainty, not knowing what to do, no directions, no guidance. So he's suffering tremendously. And that's why the 6th Patriarch said, you have been suffering for a long time. That's what he meant. I have thought of you for a long time, meaning I know you've been suffering for so long. That's how compassionate the 6th Patriarch was. Okay? You could have come back earlier. But I know you didn't come back because you wanted to make sure that you're worthy of me. You're worthy of my protection. And that's what makes Xing Chang a superior person, by the way. You see that? These disciples are superior individuals. They are not like us, scheming for What can I get out of the abbot? Can I get a promotion soon? Okay? Xing Chang said, no, I'm gonna not get him in trouble. You know, I screwed up already with him. I'm not gonna do it again. That is cultivation, folks. The hard way. Stop asking. Stop making demands. Stop scheming for your own benefit. Take a loss for your master. You know what I mean? And if it were a movie, there'd be ding, there's a halo behind you. My head. Be an angel, if you will. You know what I'm talking about? And that's Mahayana training, folks. In fact, it's the Chinese miss this completely. I'm sorry, Chinese people here. You see how beautiful the training is? Who says you have to meditate? The people I know who meditated and still scheming. Still, when am I going to get enlightened? When is Master going to help me? When is he going to teach me something else special? If you're like that, you can meditate for another 50 years. And nothing will be taught to you. Because you're not worthy. Does it make sense? Is it clear? This is so Mahayana. You are taught because you are a Dharma vessel, meaning you pure. You're worthy to receive this teaching. Don't say, I'm worthy, why don't you teach me? Actually, it's that politician who look at you and say, now you become worthy. You have that over there, sir, in your church? We're evil. So in a way, you can see how the 6th Patriarch really punished this guy. That's evil that everyone applauded. You know, when I explained to you the story, you say, Master Hui is so compassionate. No, the evil side is that you dare kill me, I'm going to punish you. And no one realizes it. It is one of the biggest evil is when you do evil, no one knows. It's so Chinese. I would never do that. Aren't we scary? Nothing works for this guy. Anyway. Isn't it cool? It is so convoluted, but it's so Mahayana. And I don't know the rest of the story, but if this guy comes back like this, he's going to become enlightened that quickly, folks, because he's ready now. And if you hear the story like this, wouldn't you want to go to try to kill the 6th Patriarch? No. Okay, yes. Somewhere.
You said all of our thoughts are false thoughts, but some of your thoughts are not false thoughts. Is it because they are selfless and without any desire of recompense?
Some of my thoughts are pure thoughts because they I was basically in a state of stupor, so I didn't know what I was doing. Most of the time, I have impure motives. back there. Yes, yellow.
If you were to try or at least intend to kill the 6th Patriarch, you would just start the cycle of punishment all over again.
Yes, honey. Don't try to kill the 6th Patriarch. I wouldn't. It's a lot of suffering. He went through a lot of suffering. Trust me, it's very tough, and that's it's not the kind of training for most people. Xing Chang is a superior person, really superior. Yeah. That's why you missed the first part of the story where he actually is a kung fu man. You know. So he's very talented. So he has a record of achieving. He's an achiever, overachiever, meaning he can succeed at what he's doing. So he's no ordinary person at all. He's a superior person who unfortunately chose the wrong path. Didn't do his homework. All right? Shall we continue? I'm sorry. I don't usually keep my words. That's why my thoughts mostly are impure. I lied. I told you that I didn't want to give you a dissertation, but we spent half an hour talking about these points. I promise, Tex, I'll be a lot quicker next time. Tex is one of our regulars, and he says, can you stop wasting my time, please, along those lines? He would never hesitate to remind me. All right, 134, Sutra text. He replied, the High Master once favored me by pardoning my crime. Although I have left home, and although I practice austerities, I shall never be able to repay his kindness. May I try to repay you by transmitting the Dharma and taking living beings across.
曰：昨门和尚舍罪，今虽出家苦行，终难报德，其为传法度生乎？
135 commentary. Again, Xing Chang didn't become a very skilled martial artist without being smart. He's a very smart individual. He understands. He's very, very smart. He says, the Master once favored me by pardoning my crime. It's too verbose. The Chan people, they don't talk like in lengthy ways like this. You know, the Chinese is very succinct, right? We have Chinese people who can help you. Okay, the Chinese people use only two Chinese characters, and somehow the English translator, who is also Chinese or Taiwanese, could be Taiwanese. We don't want to offend the Taiwanese. Somehow turn it into half a paragraph. Okay? 舍罪. He says, drop my wrong. How does it become favored me by pardoning my crime? Chinese people, please, you agree with me? 舍罪 is just erase my wrong. Drop my wrong. Overlook my crime. I'll go as far as that. I would not translate it like this. Okay? Make sense or not? I have to look at the dictionary. 舍 is drop, right? Let go. Forgive my crime. Forgive my wrong. Okay? Anyway, That's one. Although I have left home and although I practice austerities, I shall never be able to repay his kindness. I didn't know. So what he also did, princess, is that he went to the other temple, hid, and then he practiced a lot of austerities, meaning he didn't eat after noon, he worked harder than most people. He, even though he had gold in his pocket, he wasn't eating that fancy food, wearing nice clothes, driving red cars and stuff like that. So that's what austerities mean. So he lived very frugally, very frugal. He didn't live in luxury at all. He actually oppressed his body. Didn't eat much. Okay. So this is also an indication of Xingchang's character. He says, even the master pardoned me. Okay. I don't have to pardon myself. I will punish myself. And that's what differentiates this monk from the other monks. He always does harder than is expected of him. He does a lot more than what is expected of him. And he's grateful. He says, yeah, I can never repay your. I'm so grateful for your kindness to me. He's just grateful. He wasn't scheming for anything. Most of you are scheming for something, asking for something. This guy asked for nothing. He says, he forgave me. That's more than I can ever hope to get from him. The fact I tried to kill him. The fact that Xingchang tried to kill him is enough for Xingchang to go to the unintermittent hells for eternity, if you will. And Master Huineng forgave him. So spared him all this unspeakable suffering and torment and torture for a long, long time. That's why he's grateful. You get it now? It's real. He's not BSing. He's not talking like a politician. Love you. No, I'm grateful because you saved me a lot of pain and suffering. Okay? This is a superior evil person. May I try? 136. Commentary. May I try to repay you by transmitting the Dharma and taking living beings across. Okay? He says, see, if I were him, I can't speak for you. If I were him, after I said, I will never be able to repay your kindness, can you train me so that I can become enlightened? Wouldn't you? I can think that so many of you would ask that. I've proven my point. I've proven myself. I suffer enough, right? Now will you teach me, please? So that I can become enlightened and then, and then help all the living beings as an excuse? That's called scheming. shame on you. I mean, shame on me. I mean, yes. You too? Yeah, too much TikTok. Toxic. I call it toxic. Okay. You got that? This is what most people would say. Smart people would say, please teach me now. Now I've changed my ways. I like to be enlightened so that I can help people. That's what you want, right? Xing Chang is such a pure person. So, may I repay you? I'm grateful to you, but I'm going to do something about that. I'm not going to just open my mouth and say, I'm grateful to you, Master. I hear it all the time. I'm so grateful to you. Thank you so much. The 6th Patriarch is a gold mine. So people would come from all over China to ask him for instruction, ask him for help. This guy came back, he basically said, I want to pay you back by propagating the Dharma and helping others. That's what I want, to pay you back. He didn't say, I want to become enlightened first. He's very simple-minded. I want to pay back. That's all. Yes, yellow.
Enlightened and by becoming enlightened and using that to a good use, that would be repaying his master.
That's what most adults, honey, would say. They would say, I want to become enlightened so that I can help people. That's what adults are trained to think, to say. Only pure people like us. Okay? It is so beautiful. I love this section here. You know, I'm sorry I'm taking so long, but I love this section here. I just discovered this love of this section the last 2 days. Okay, it's so beautiful because you don't understand this, honey. But the 6th Patriarch basically is a gold mine. People come near him, they want something from him right away. They say, there's a gold mine right there. How much gold can I get out of him? He gave me some gold already in the past. Let's get some more. That's how greedy people are. I'm one of them. Okay? So he said, I'm grateful. I'm going to pay you back. I'd like to pay you back by transmitting the Dharma. He said, is that a good idea? Point number 2. Okay? He didn't ask for instruction. He asked, if I want to save living beings and transmitting a Dharma, is that a good idea, sir? This guy is class. You know class? Algebra, arithmetic, geography, that's class. That's how you have class, my boy. By studying. Yes, pink. Did you raise your hand? Forgot.
Yeah, but from a pure linguistic standpoint, 其为传法度生乎, it doesn't really say try to repay you. I'm just being kind of sticking to the original phrase.
Yeah.
But the context, I mean, that it has that meaning, but I mean, just purely from the phrase.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. This is a liberal interpretation instead of accurate translation. They're overdoing it. Okay? Please suggest something in English. I'm glad you brought it up because I wasn't paying attention to the Chinese. I just love the spirit. This is so special of a man. that you rarely find people like this. So rare. Okay? So, how would you say that in English? 其为传法度胜乎? Wei is what? All I want to do. Okay? Before that, you see, okay, 中难报德, okay? Okay, so there's no need to say repay you. Okay? To repay his kindness. Should I? Is it okay for me to just transmit the Dharma and save living beings? So can I just something like that? Before that, I'll never be able to repay his kindness. So can I just? Okay? So I would change the English is can I just simply transmit the Dharma and cross over living beings? Okay? That would go with that, the prior sentence. All right. Thank you. Okay. Slide 137, commentary. Before we go into the ascetic practices, the 12 ascetic practices for the monks that are taught by the Buddha, these are the Buddhist practices which are designed to help you, to be of great help to our practice, to the monks. So it is special. It's not arbitrarily like the non-Buddhist practices where some of the practices are unbeneficial. These are actually very beneficial. All right, that's the first distinction. But I like to remind Sanghas, left home people, in particular, to go over the small section about Xing Chang again, of today's small section, and review it, and look at it as a standard for a superior Sangha. And even you lay people can learn from this as well. Okay? This is a very, very classy individual. That's the standards of Mahayana. That's the standard for the great disciples of Master Huineng. That's how you become a great disciple. Okay? Because we, in this Dharma ending age, are so preoccupied with maximizing our benefits instead of learning to be a decent human being. And we measure our success by looking at others. You know, that person has been promoted, that person drives a nice car, that person has recognition. No, Xing Chang here is all of the superior grade cultivator, superior individual. That it takes a person like Master Huineng to recognize. That's why he says, I've been thinking of you. He doesn't waste time thinking, you know what I mean, of non-Buddhists. Okay? For him, for Master Huineng to think about Xing Chang is a testimonial, is a proof that Xing Chang is a superior person. He has to think about him. Okay? Tao ascetic practices. Live in Aranya. Okay? So, Aranya is a pure place, a quiet place. Okay, so you live away from the noise, from the commotions. Personally, I find it hard to do. I don't know how anyone could live without zoos and museums and, racing tracks and, aquariums and beaches. That's very hard right there, right off the bat. Number 2, beg for food. Okay? Begging for food. They don't cook for themselves. They go out. And what they do, I don't know about how they do it in Hinayana, but in Mahayana, we taught to do it sequential begging. You know what it means? That we walk to a designated area. So far, so good. So we can choose our neighborhood. Let's say today, let's save the rich people. Okay? Or tomorrow we save the poor people. We could go to Rosemead. Okay? So you choose an area, and then you start your sequential begging. Okay? So back then, it means that back then, these monks lived in the forests. Okay? And then they need to plan time, because they usually practice closer to villages in the forest. So they need to figure out how long it takes to walk in the morning. In the morning, they start the walk. They walk, and then by the time they go to the village, okay, then they do sequential begging, and they have to come back, wash their feet, and then share the food with others. Okay, so that's their way of life for them. Yes, Yellow.
Do the sequential begging.
I'm coming to that, because they consider themselves to be pure, so they don't cook for themselves, because when you cook for yourself, you tend to add more MSG, and for me, it's cheese. Any kind of cheese, that's good. Yes, from green.
I have a question. When you, in Buddhism, when you beg for food, this is where it's kind of confusing for me. When you beg for food, you don't use up your blessings?
You give away blessings. Okay, let me explain. I come to that. So they go. So once it gets started, okay, they go to, let's say, because maybe they decide to split or whatever, but it doesn't matter. They say, okay, we start here. So they start house number 1. They stop. Okay, they stop. Stand in front of the house. What do? Someone said, ring a bell. What bell? That's clever. I would take out my iPhone and play the noon offering. lunch offering? Huh? You know that ceremony? We start playing that. Is that okay? If you prefer, I can do some rock music. Which one is more acceptable to you? Helen is so interested now. He says, I want to become a monk if that is so much fun. No, you're not supposed to have so much fun. So what do they do? Ding, ding. So some monks nowadays, they take out a handbell and they stand there in front of the house and you will enter samadhi, of course. It's so unbecoming, isn't it? I made my point, thank you. You do nothing. You don't draw attention to yourself. You don't make a sound. You don't announce yourself. You just quietly stand there in front of the house for a little while, and if no one comes out, you move to the next house. And then what do? Ding! You have a sense of humor. The first house doesn't work, so we have to increase the intensity of the begging, she says. No. Same thing. You stand there in front of the house and wait. Okay. When no one comes out, third house, and so forth. When someone comes out, you accept whatever they give you. And when the bowl is full, you stop. You cannot go further anymore. So far, so good. Make it clear. Okay? And then move to fifth house, sixth house, still not full. Seventh house, still not full. Then what do? You say, oh my God. How are we going to eat lunch today? Let's stay a little bit longer. Let's see. Let's try. Shake your booty. Change the music. Now Anna is awake. She likes the sequential baking. You can tell right away. You like it, huh? It is. I tell you, being a monk is so much fun. So that's why we beg for food. We don't cook for ourselves, okay? And actually, you don't save any time because the time you go back and forth and you wash your feet and and all those things, it's very time consuming. But we beg for food, and that's what that is. If you don't have any food coming back, then you don't eat that day. So make sure you choose a good neighborhood. It can be so dangerous. Some days you come back with nothing. There's no 7-Eleven back there either, so. In a forest, there's no 7-Eleven, so what can we do? Okay, sequential baking, you see? Okay, and then number 4, you come back, you eat only 1 meal a day, okay? You have to stop before noon. Okay? Noontime comes, you stop. So I remember when I was a novice, we went to Berkeley Monastery by bus because there's some kind of event there for Master Heng Shu. And we went there, and something happened. The bus came late. When we got there, we have only 10 minutes left before noon. What did we do? We recited noon offering in 1 second, and then we ate. And we go, 10 minutes, we finish the meal. It's so cool. I never realized I could eat that fast. It's so funny. Looking back, I said, oh my God, why did we have to do all those things? Number 5, measure food. Okay, the bowl. Okay. What? GF cube. Okay, they changed it on me again. I don't recognize this. It's Mercedes sign, and then becomes a cube, and then yes, go ahead.
Hello, Master. I wonder, back to Xinchang, he must have been thinking about go to visit Master Huineng every day.
Yes.
How do you know it was the right time for him to go?
Because at some point in time, every day he thought of Master Huineng. That's what kept him going, I think. And then every day is just, am I ready? That's his question. Am I worthy? Do I deserve to go see him? Have I repented enough? Have I made myself worthy enough yet? That's what stops him. And that's why he keeps on dragging it out. I say, no, not yet. Let's keep at it for another day, and then another day, and another day. All right? Still another question?
The question was, how did he know it was finally the right moment for him to go?
At some point in time, one day, he said, I have no more false thoughts.
So was that the fourth stage aha he made it?
No. He was pure. He got rid of a lot of unhealthy attachments that bothered him. Okay, you see? So this is what is interpretation of what I call Chan training as well. Because whatever you do to reduce your false thinking, it's called Chan training. And you sit there. The way we do it here is we make you cross your legs, and it hurts so much. I say, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. Why do you have to do this? Why do you have to do this? Mommy, where are you? Sorry. So you come up with so many excuses to quit. So and most of you quit because you don't have a 6th Patriarch in a temple. If you had a 6th Patriarch in the temple, you said, if I quit, do I deserve to be taught by the 6th Patriarch? But you quit, the people in my temple quit because they realize that I'm desperate. I have to teach it anyway, regardless whether you deserve or not. That's why there's a difference, a huge difference. Okay? Does it help? So that's why the guy realized that, yes, I have these improper thoughts, Therefore, I don't deserve to draw near this man here. So let's wait a little bit longer. Yes.
That was helpful. Thank you, Master.
That's all? Oh, that's easy. Number 6, not eat past noon. Okay? 138, commentary. 7, patched robe. Back then, in the Buddha's time, there's no fabric. Fabric is very expensive to very difficult, very expensive, very difficult to come by. So what the monks used to do is they would go to the garbage bin, okay, and they would pick out the old, discarded cloth, okay, and then go back, wash them until they clean. Okay, and then because the discarded cloth actually are small, so they come in different sizes. So they have to wash them, okay, and then patch them together, turn them into a rectangular shape, and then they would dye them. That's what they used to do. So that's what is called patched robe. Back then, monks are very poor. They could not afford to buy cloth. Okay, so that's why typically the monks back then would wear patched robes. Until later now, where we have more Buddhist disciples that they know of these stories, so that they would offer clothes to us. Okay, but back then it's a part of ascetic practice is not to wear nice clothes. Okay. Number 8, only 3 sashes. That's all. Okay? The only clothes they have back then, 3 clothes, 3 sashes, that's it. No thermals, no parkas, no underwear. Oops. Sorry. Okay. So the only clothes they have was 3 sashes. So that's why, never mind. TMI. Too much information. You know that? Yeah, okay. Just for today, we skip that unnecessary part. So they only wear 3 sashes. So when it's hot, they wear 1. When it's colder, they wear 2. And then it's really cold, like in Korea right now, where it snowed yesterday, they will wear 3. Okay? But you don't have to do that anymore. We die if we do that. So nowadays, the monks and nuns have 101 items. Okay? So nowadays, but when you have that, you're not practicing the ascetic practices anymore. Okay? Yeah. All right. Back then, people were tough. Not today. Today, we weak. We need, nice clothes. Otherwise, we would not lead the home life. 9 is hard to do. 12 by the grave, a grave. I don't recommend this, by the way. It's not safe. If possible, skip this. If you do ascetic practices, skip this. It's not healthy. You're asking for trouble. Okay? Maybe back then, and the ghosts that hang around the graves were kind-hearted. Nowadays, they're very, very nasty. Do not go near these places. Yes, Pink.
Do you think they list number 9 as part of the training? Because just to make you stronger.
What happened is that, and that's a fair question. What happened is in back then, it's a special training where the monks would go and stay overnight in the cemeteries and see who survived, who still is sane the morning after. So it's a good way to reduce the numbers and the mouths to feed. Okay? Because it's very scary at the cemeteries at night. You see all kinds of things. You don't need to have spiritual penetration, have any special abilities. They will come around to make sure that you know it's their playground. It's just like you go and spend the night, spend time in the prison. Those killers and murderers. Now we're talking about his personal experience. They will remind you of the environment you walk into. Yes, sir. Green.
When I used to be younger, I used to go to cemeteries because I find it very peaceful.
And look what you become.
What?
Don't do that anymore. Okay? When you go to cemeteries, there's more than 50% chance that they will come and possess you. Not to mention there will be female Draculas. Serious. What you saw in Dracula 2000 is true. You remember that movie? Can I remind you? That gorgeous redhead became a Dracula, retinue, and at night she walks around the villages looking for fragrant little girls like Helen size. Okay? Hang on, let me finish the story, honey. Yeah. Find me the Dracula 2000 and give me that scene. And they love babies who can't walk yet. Helen would be second choice. And they wait until the parents turn around, go to the bathroom, and come snatch the baby and And the next scene, you see blood coming out. And say, okay, I would not go there, trust me. You asking for a ton of troubles. Yes, Yellow.
I was wondering, have you ever dwelled by a grave?
I'm coming to that. Let me stick to Dracula 2000. Let me finish that story. Did we have any videos of that? Yes. YouTube? Oh, who cares? Yes, sir.
Could it be more like culture? Because in Mexico, there is even in the Day of the Dead, people just go to those cemeteries for the whole
James
night.
Bond, Time to Die.
But I mean, for me,
Oops.
Like for me,
Sorry.
I used to find it comfortable going to the cemeteries because when after high school, I used to have like a hard day, and I just went to because it was peaceful for me. There was no one there.
Yeah.
So for me, it was walking along. You just find it so peaceful.
Yeah, lucky they didn't like you that much. Yes, Jewel Mountain.
Jewel Mountain asks the Mexican festival in the graveyards when there's many people gathered and have concerts there. When there's so many people and lights there during one of these events, is it still unsafe?
What's the question again? I was thinking of James Bond movie. I was thinking maybe you should watch it again tomorrow.
The question was about the.
Have you seen that movie?
Mexican festivals.
No. Have you seen that movie?
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't watch James Bond? Oh my God! How can you
do,
live like that in
Canada? Yes. The same that festival. I remember. Yes. You're right.
What's the name? Daniel Craig.
Yes.
I
forgot the name of it. The Day of the Dead or something like that. That's. I know what you're talking about now. Yes, I did watch that movie. Yeah, I did watch that movie.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, now I'm excited. Tomorrow. I'm sure one of you must have not seen it yet. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Jewel Mountain.
Yeah, so the question was in regards to a festival like that that is held at a graveyard. When you have so many people there, is it still unsafe?
Yes, it's still unsafe. It's still very unsafe. You don't want to hang around that area where the troublemakers are. They're unruly, they're uncontrollable, and they do things so that they get punished. So if you go there, you better be able to punish them. Okay, I remember going to Taiwan, and the Taiwanese, the temples around July time, Lunar New Year, July, they would organize these ghost feeding ceremonies, especially to take care of ancestors and all kinds of people. Okay, very popular, and the people love to do that. The Taiwanese love to do that because they go to the temples, and it's a big deal. They made money for the ancestors. They use this golden paper. They fold it into a gold nugget, that kind of thing. Oh, I was churning out 20 a minute. You gotta hang. Once you had to hang it, it's fascinating. I love making money. What can I say? So they made offerings to their ancestors. Okay, see what I mean? I have a lot of bad habits. Now you can understand why Xing Chang took so long. So they prepared and made a big deal out of it, and a lot of people would come, and they then would invite the ancestors and the ghosts. Most of them are ghosts. For some reason, most of the Taiwanese ancestors are not doing well. Okay, so they would come and feed them. I was terrified. After I did the money, I ran. And so the Taiwanese asked me, they said, why aren't you around? They're going to give us donations and stuff, the offerings and stuff. I said, no, I didn't feel like it today. And so they pressed me, and I explained to them that when you invite them to come and eat like that, okay, yes, they get full and they're grateful. That's fine. But some of them are very ill-behaved ghosts, and they will cause trouble. You know, and the worst thing for us is that they come and possess us, and now we have to go to the church to get exorcised. It's too embarrassing. What they don't realize, in Mexico, they don't realize is that it's a church conspiracy. They go have these banquets at the cemetery so that people will possess. Then they have to go to the church and get exorcised. Yes, Pink.
I also notice a phenomenon is a lot of the church have their own cemetery adjacent to it.
Yeah.
And is it too close? People go to the Sunday service.
That's a big no-no for us. We'd never buy a church with a cemetery next to it. I don't care how cheap it is. It's not good. Even I went to a place where the precept temple I was in Nanputo, is in Taichung in Taiwan, midsection of Taiwan. They're right next to a huge huge cemetery. Right next to it. I was scared. I couldn't wait to get out of there. And then I stand Xianjie back there. This is testing Mao. And guess what? Is Xianjie in Go Forest? Okay, make sure he's not there. Please don't tell him. So I sent him there. I said, I highly recommend you go to this place. In Nanputo, in Taichung. And he went there, and guess what? He moved on very quickly. Yeah. You don't want to go, you know. I would not. I would stay away from those churches. It's not healthy. Yes, Green.
I mean, a few months ago, I wanted to apply with the Catholic Church to work in the cemetery at the graveyard shift because I thought it was way more peaceful.
More peaceful?
Yes.
We also exercise. Black.
A Di Đà Phật, con có 3 cái kinh nghiệm mà đối với ma đó. Là hồi thầy gửi con về thọ giới tỳ kheo nè. Ở cái chùa thầy Kiến Tính nó có khoảng 10 cái mã ở trong sân chùa. Thì con về cái đêm đầu tiên.
Wait, translate. This is juicy. Blue.
I would like to share my experience about ghost.
Ghost stories. Yeah.
Ghost story. So when Master sent me back to Vietnam to receive full ordination, I will stay at the Vietnam temple of Master Kiến Tánh.
Yeah, this is a true story. Okay, he's still alive to tell it. Go on.
Trong đó
10 tombs there.
thì đêm đầu tiên con ngủ thì cũng bình thường thôi.
First night, no problems.
Đừng có nói là có tượng Phật họ sợ, không có sợ. Trong phòng con có hình 88 vị Phật luôn.
In his room, there are 88 Buddha images.
Thì con ngủ nửa đêm thấy một người đàn ông ngồi trên bụng và bóp cổ con.
Oh, excuse me. Is it first night?
Yeah.
First night, I was wrong. First night, midnight. Okay, when he slept halfway through, he realized he was waken up by a man who is sitting on his tummy and strangling his neck.
Thì cái phản ứng của con là đầu tiên là con xô ông ta xuống rồi con đánh.
First reaction is he hit him and throw him off his belly.
Đánh rất mạnh, đánh đến độ mà cái tay con đụng bụi dán cái người con văng xuống đất luôn.
He hit it so hard that he himself fell to the floor.
Thì sau đó ông ta biến luôn, không dám trả lời nữa.
I'm sorry, I have to do it quicker because you're too slow. This is very juicy, has 3 stories.
Nãy đó hai cái chuyện khác là khi cái này ít có ai kinh nghiệm lắm, là hồi con khoảng 25 tuổi đó là tối con phải dẫn lính đi phục kích ở ngoài vườn, ngoài rừng để mà bảo vệ cái đơn vị ở trong.
Okay. Second story. When I was 25 years old, I had to lead my soldiers to go on a raid.
Thì bữa đó là con có 30 lính à.
30 soldiers under me that
thì
night.
Một mặt đó là cái sông, thành ra mình không có lo cái sông, phải lo 3 cái mặt còn lại trên đất.
So one side is a river, so the other 3 sides are still have access to us, are danger to us.
Thì con chọn cái nghĩa trang của người Tiều đó, con đóng quân ngay chỗ đó.
So we chose our camp right at the Chiu Chao Cemetery. Oh, you don't want that.
Thì 4 cái toán kia,
4
cái 20 người thì 4 góc, thì con cái bộ chỉ huy đóng ngay giữa nghĩa trang.
So I'm being headquarters in the center of the cemetery, and the other 3 sides spread the soldiers out.
Với 5 người lính nữa, thành ra mỗi người phải gác 2 tiếng hộ cho đến sáng.
So everyone had to have be on guard for 2 hours.
Còn số còn lại thì ngủ. Thì khoảng 8 giờ đêm đến 9 giờ đêm, 10 giờ đêm là nó cứ lấy sồi non nó chọi vô mình. Chọi vô người mình.
8 or 9 p.m. The ghosts were picking up the young and still not ripe mangoes and would throw it at us.
Thì con không có đi, con nằm đó hoài.
And it didn't affect him because he was right in the middle.
Because mình không có sợ ma, mà sợ vừa cộng nó bắn chết cho ma không có chết.
He's not worried about the ghost. He's more worried about the Viet Cong who would shoot him.
Thì nó chọi một hồi tụi con không đi thì nó lợi nó bóp cổ.
So they threw mangoes at us, and we refused to move because we were more scared of the communist soldiers. So they escalated, came over close to us, and they started strangling us, all of us.
Thì mỗi người lính là thấy một cái ông Tàu già lại bóp cổ mà thở hổn hển, la lớn là thức dậy đi.
So each soldier can see an old Chinese guy strangling him, and so they're so terrified they scream.
Thì nó dọn đi, nó dọn cái chiếu này vô khác, thì cái người thứ 5 là sẽ tới con đó.
So they would move away. The 2 were scared now, so the first soldier moved away, and then they strangled the second soldier until the 5th soldier, and I'm the 6th one.
Thì con thấy như vậy, con ban đầu không tin, mà thấy tới người thứ 6 là sẽ tới mình. Nên con cũng cuốn chiếu đi luôn.
So while they were strangling the last soldier in front of me, I packed up my my stuff and moved.
Lúc đó là 12 giờ đêm. Là cái lần thứ ba là cũng cái chùa của người Theravada, của người Miên đó. Con không có biết là cái nhà đó là chứa cốt của người ta thiêu á.
Okay, so the third story is in the Theravada temple of the Miên is what? English for Miên. Cambodian temple.
Trong làng chết họ thiêu để cái tro.
And there's an area, a small room there where they put the ashes of the deceased.
Thì ngủ đó mấy người lính cũng bị bóp cổ y như vậy.
And the same thing, his soldiers got strangled as well.
Mà mưa quá con không có đi, con lì con nằm luôn thì nó không có đụng tới.
Because it's so rainy, he decided not to move, didn't want to get wet. But for some reason, they didn't want to strangle him.
Ở đây con muốn nói là
and he still doesn't know why not. I tell you why later. Why not later?
Thì sau này con gặp mấy cái ông đạo trên núi Cấm á, ông nói cái người chỉ huy có cái lệnh của mình làm chỉ huy thì có cái lệnh của Bộ Tổng tham mưu, của Tổng thống như cái lệnh vua vậy đó. Cho nên mặc dù ma nó vẫn nể, nó không có hại đến cái người chỉ huy, không có dám đụng vô.
And later someone explained to him why. And and they explained to him that when you're the leader, it's like you executing the orders of the headquarters of the general. It's like you live in a country. The king gives you an order, so you are part of the command structure. They cannot touch you. You know what my version is?
Một cái chuyện nữa là nó nhập vô mấy người lính một chỗ khác cũng vậy đó. Không làm gì được hết mà cái người tư lệnh chỉ ra nói là ê, cái này lính của tôi, ông đi chỗ khác. Là nó sức ra nó không có dám làm gì nữa.
And another story, fourth story is that a commanding officer realized his soldiers were possessed by the ghosts. So he came out and talked to those soldiers and said, hey, and to the ghosts inside those soldiers, said, these are my soldiers, please leave. And the ghosts would leave. Would you like to hear my story, my version of his story? Remember story number 3? When he says, when he was sleeping, they refused to move because he's more scared of getting wet than the ghost. And nothing happened to him. Not true. The ghost came inside of him and slept with him. And then later, when he, if he's had a chance to, Guo Yin has ghost stories too. Wait. and the Chiu-Chao people, they have so many ghost stories. Anyway, so later, if he can ask the other the ghost to leave his soldiers, you know why? Because the ghost who possessed him is a ghost king. Yes.
Mô Phật, và thầy, ma đó, ma này, ma Trung Quốc nè.
There's no such thing as commanding on it. That's baloney.
Ma Trung Quốc nè, ma Việt Nam, ma Mỹ, ma mẹ Tư Cơ, nó nhiều loại ma lắm chứ. Giống mẹ ma Trung Quốc á, thì nó hiền lắm, nó không có dữ đâu.
This is a good. She says there's all kinds of ghosts. Let me tell you, this is from her experience. He says there are all kinds of ghosts, many kinds, Vietnamese, Taiwanese, American, so forth. He says Chinese ghosts are very nice. They will not harm you.
Tại sao ma người Tàu á nó hiền là sao?
Why?
Tại người ta cúng á, mỗi một lần đó người ta có cái gì người ta cúng vàng bạc nhiều quá nó lo
because
kiếm
they
tiền thôi,
offer
nó
so
đâu có
much
lo đi
gold
kiếm,
and silver.
nó đâu có bắt mình đâu.
So that's why they're so happy. They're so rich already.
Không, cái đó là nó đi kiếm tiền thôi, nó đâu có bắt cái người này đâu.
Yeah. They're more interested in money.
Rồi ma Việt Nam đó.
A Vietnamese ghost.
Yeah. Ma Việt Nam á thì nó không có giới luật à.
You say they're very unruly.
Nó chết nó cũng khổ lắm. Rồi đó nó
They're suffering a lot.
Ai mà cái vía nhỏ đó không có cái vía mảy đó thì nó lên nó phá những người đó là
So
cũng có.
if you're offering to insignificant small, they will cause you a lot of trouble.
Rồi ma Mỹ á, nó có
American
giới luật.
ghost.
Ma Mỹ nó có giới luật à. Bây giờ đi lô xì
Very well behaved.
đi lô xì hiêu 6 giờ là nó đóng cửa đó, là toàn bộ đóng cửa, không có ai vô ra hết trơn á. Nó cũng có một cái ranh giới của nó nữa.
They observe the stay at home orders.
Dạ, nó cái lối được. Không, cái này thiệt á, mình đi tới lô xì hiêu 6 giờ là nó không có cho vô. Nó phải đóng cửa lại đó, mấy con đó nó đâu có đi được đâu. Nó cũng giữ cái lối dục chống mình vậy, Mỹ vậy thôi.
Very law abiding.
Rồi cái sao mà cái ở Mỹ này có cái vụ mà nó là đi xin tiền, đi xin kẹo á, làm con ma này ma kia đó, nó ra đó thì cái giới lực cho nó ra để nó đi kiếm ăn chơi vậy đó. Thì mình thấy nghĩ như vậy đó.
Yeah. She has I think it's a joke. You would never think she would tell you jokes, but she just did.
Tại biết á, ngày xưa đó ở bên Trung Quốc ai biết á, biết cái vụ này phải nói cái dạy mình đi
It's
cúng
from her
hoài.
mother.
Dạ, dạy mình cúng vàng bạc đồ này kia đó cho những người đó. Thì nói vậy thì mình nghe rồi mình học lại thôi chứ mình cũng đâu có thấy ma đâu.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let the Chiu-Chow people have their own ghost stories. Okay, we should move on. This is too much. I'm so scared. I don't know how I'm going to sleep tonight. I think I'm going to have more tea. So that, I don't sleep. YouTube questions has 3 questions. Why they come up with all kinds of things. Questions, comments, X3, X5, X7.
Yes, it is.
They're coming out X8, you know that.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
Three questions from YouTube. First one from Tian Guo. Tian Guo asks, Master, what is the cause for a person to feel comfortable and peaceful at a cemetery?
Who cares? They're Catholics. We don't understand Catholics. Question number 2. God.
Second question.
Since when do we worry about how Catholics behave? Yeah, number 2.
Second question is from JMT, Joe Mountain. Question is, some temples have a building that stores jars of deceased people's ashes. Is that safe?
No, absolutely not. I was with went to one Vietnamese temple, hint. And my bodyguard, who is a bodhisattva, was there and ran into the ashes of a relative. So it got emotional. So the ghost possessed entered the body immediately. They are troublemakers. If you give them an opening, they'll take it. Doesn't matter who you are. And I lucked out because I was part of the command structure. Possessed it right there in front of me. Stay away from the ash rooms. absolutely, there are nasty people. Yes, X3.
Diego Alfonso asks, how can we help our ancestors that got stuck in the ghost realm?
Go to the DRBA temples. I'm scared too. We are not seeking, we're not looking for troubles, trust me. That's why, we would not move near cemeteries. Go near cemeteries. I went to the cemeteries a few times only because I had to. Luckily, the last few years, no one asks us to go do funeral services anymore. We're so happy about that. They're not good places to hang out. I don't know how some people find it peaceful. I'm terrified. I tell you this, never mind about cemeteries. When I was at Long Beach Monastery, we had a lot of Chinese supporters for the novice training program. And they gave us a lot of stuff, money, food, entertainment, all kinds of things. And so every now and then they would request that we go to do funeral services. So the master in charge would bring the whole team and we'd go to funeral home. Okay? And they would possess our children right there. So coming back, the master had to detoxify them, to exorcise them in some cases. I'm told. So, funeral homes, it's just a small building. You don't want to go to places like that. It's not a place where you want to hang out, period. Okay? Yes, agree.
I know that in some churches, like in some, at least in Catholic churches, they would used to put like relics for of saints.
Yeah.
So, but in other Protestant churches, like minimum of them, they used to store like ashes of people too. So I was wondering, you guys know if this building, they store ashes at some point or?
No, the saints are not ghosts. The saints are saints. They're pretty good people. But, our temples, in our temples, Loom Mountain Temple, that side of the wall has yellow plaques. This side of the wall have red plaques. You see that right there? Yellow right there. Look at your left. Yellow. Yeah. Wood plaques. Red wood plaques over here. You should go over there and see. Get Apple to give you a ride over there and then take a look. And hang around there a little bit and find out for yourself. That's where the ghosts live, in the temples. That's their what we call it is ghost hotel. So this is Buddhist technology, mind you. And so we have those things for the ghosts to stay there until they have enough blessings to go to the Pure Land. So what happened is that most temples have that, and most temples, this is when you go to temples, they misbehave. Case in point, Heng Lai's temple in Snow Mountain. Okay. When I was with Novice program, I used to go there a few summers for the summer retreat. It's just an excuse to bring kids around and drive 23 hours and then go there and play. But anyway, that temple, we used to have some local Vietnamese who would come because the lead monk was Vietnamese. And they would come and support him, okay? And they made offerings and bring their wives and their families and so forth. And some of them, I remember the story, this guy here, he's very, very sincere. He would come around and gave us money and food and all kinds of things. And one day, because he's a regular, he asked to stay, for his family to stay overnight. And Snow Mountain has many buildings. Okay, it's big. Master YongHua never does anything small. Okay. Anyway, so at night, he would sleep overnight. The following morning, his face kind of turned white. Usually it's yellow. It's white. So we asked him, what happened? He says, I couldn't sleep last night. And you see, he's a very sincere, devout Buddhist. And so he says, so why couldn't you sleep? He says, last night I was sleeping, I was so happy, exhausted the whole day, I was sleeping soundly. And then towards around the same time as they woke up Master Xianzhi, I think, and then I realized, I woke up because my bed was shaking. I said, and then what? I realized they lifted my bed and it was shaking like this. A ghost holding it and shaking like this, bounced me up and down, up and down, up and down. And then I was so scared, I couldn't sleep. And then, but eventually it stopped. It got tired, it stopped, and walked away. So I dozed off again. And then, not much long after that, somebody was pulling on my mustache. And then after that ghost is done, someone was tickling his feet. This is in Snow Mountain Temple. I wouldn't want to live in places like that. See, that's why we don't have any yellow or red things over here. It's safer. All those plaques, we send over to Xianzhi, who's vice abbot. A little mountain temple. And that's where the boy who doesn't do homework hangs out. Yes, think.
I have a question. Do you think reciting mantra can help to protect you if you have to go to, say, a funeral home for a service?
I wish. But sorry. I know we Buddhists are not supposed to say that, but I know it doesn't work. Didn't help me. If they're more powerful than you, what are you going to do? A mantra is just like a hammer. If you hit the hammer and you're too weak, you're not going to do anything. Now take a hammer and hit against steel. What does it do? Nothing. So some of them are stronger than we are. Not much we can do. It's best to stay away and send your disciples over. YouTube has a question. My God, we won't be able to finish today. Too many questions, too many ghost stories. Yes, YouTube, go ahead.
Tian Guo asks, how bad is it if your house or a temple is 1 to 2 blocks away from a temple storing ashes of the deceased or a cemetery?
Is that where your house is? Then move. Yes, yellow.
Mô Phật và Thầy, giống nói là mà ở trong chùa nó như vậy đó, ngon nghĩ chắc là Phật Bồ Tát nó hiện thân lại để nó thử cái tâm những cái người này mà không biết phải gì không Thầy?
I hope so. I don't know. I don't want to talk about these things in my temples. Too scary. Okay. What?
Emily said, I have to work across a funeral home.
Oh.
Is there anything she can do?
Find another job. Stay away from those places. They're not. It's just the Vietnamese has a saying: if you go out at night, you will eventually encounter ghosts. It's guaranteed. You hang around where they are, eventually one of them will come over and cause trouble. Best to stay away. Okay? But lucky for you, you don't have to change jobs. Because you have medicine master, Buddha protection. They will not dare fool with you. So it's okay, hang on to the jobs. Okay. So many ghost questions tonight. Oh my God. You guys, are you sure you want to keep on discussing, hear more ghost stories? You have a lot, but I don't dare tell you. Yes, yellow.
I was wondering, if you never had any option to avoid being around a grave or any ghosts, and you have to hang around at night or something like that, how would you protect yourself?
Never happened to me. I just stay away from them. Funeral services, I don't do them anymore. I send the new people who don't know anything. Yet. Tell your sister to go, you know? No, you can go get help from the temples. Okay? You go to a good temple, they can protect you, can help you. All right. Okay, final question from YouTube. Oh my God, well, we gotta go. Yes.
Tian Guo asked, would reciting Namo or Emitofuo not help at all?
Sometimes it doesn't work. You only need one time it doesn't work for you to get in trouble. So you don't ever assume that it works 100% of the times. All it takes is one time for you to be possessed, and that's it. They keep on coming back. Okay? Once they know, it's like they have a key to your house. And come and go as they please. Okay? Yeah. Can we quickly finish here? Because I have a question for 10, under tree. Can we finish this and then we stop tonight, okay? Under tree, these monks, they, back then, for ascetic practices, they don't have a roof over their head. So they stay under trees, whether it rains or shines, okay? They stay in the trees, okay? They don't go inside for shelters. So if it rains a lot, it pours, they sit there or they stand there. All right? So meaning that they're subject to the elements, wind, cold, snow, sleet, whatever. Okay? And that's why back then the Buddha went to India, where it's a lot warmer than here. If the Buddha went to Korea, he wouldn't have that many disciples. Okay, so it's very tough to live under the tree. And you know, you live under the tree like that, you like live in a fishbowl. People watch you, the ghosts and the gods and goddesses, and everyone is watching you 24 hours a day. You have no privacy whatsoever. It's terrible. Live on the open ground, okay? Worse yet, you don't live under a tree, you live in the open ground, Okay, no shade. Huh? That's why you have a permanent tan. Okay? Number 12, sitting, not lying. So you sit a lot and you tell the truth. I mean, you don't, your ribs don't touch the mats. Lying here refers to the fact that when you lie down, your ribs, okay, would touch the floor. And so not lying down, that the ribs do not touch the floors. All right, so you can do yoga on your head. Okay, that's okay, but you cannot let your ribs touch the floor, the ground. All right, those are the ascetic practices. Okay, that's what Xing Chang was doing. Okay, next time we pick up from 139. Thank you, everyone. Oh, I don't know how we're going to sleep tonight. Oh, scary.